では定刻になりましたので始めさせていただきます。皆様本日はお忙しい中お集まりいただきまして誠にありがとうございます。ただいまより三菱航空機の業務の進捗状況をお伝えいたしますクォータリーアップデートを実施させていただきます。なお本日の予定については、まず弊社水谷より皆様にご挨拶をさせていただいた後、最高開発責任者のアレックス・ベラミーおよび海外営業部長のデイビッド・バローよりそれぞれ開発の進捗状況等についてご報告させていただく予定で、おおむね約1時間程度予定しております。それでは早速でございますが、弊社水谷よりご挨拶させていただきたいと思います。よろしくお願いします。
皆さんこんにちは。皆さんこんにちは。年末の押し迫ったこの忙しい時期にたくさんお集まりいただきまして誠にありがとうございます。今年度になって4月、それから次にパリのエアショーでこういう場を持たせていただいて、実はこの年末迫った時期にですね、こういう場を持たせていただくかどうか、なかなか世間では6回目のスケジュール見直しがあるんじゃないかとかですね、10号機どうなったんだとかですね、なかなか賑やかな話題もありますんで、正直言いまして今日新しいなんか皆さんがびっくりするような新しいことがお話しできるとは思ってないんですけども、何もお話をしないまま年を超えるのも良くないんではないかということでですね、まずは今年1年間の活動を我々なりに振り返ってみて、皆さんと共有をさせていただきたい。それから来年に向けて今どんな気持ちでいるか、どんな方向性を認識しているかというようなことに的を絞ってですね、約1時間ですけども皆さんと状況を共有させていただければありがたいなということで、この3人でこういう時間を持たせていただきました。どうぞよろしくお願いをいたします。ということで、ちょっと見にくい。この前に、今年の主な出来事をいくつか写真並べてみました。左上、私が写真の中の左の奥の方に写ってますけども、三菱航空機アメリカのヘッドクォーターをレントンというところに移しまして、その開設した時のオープニングセレモニーの様子を出させていただいています。ボーイングに近いところでよりアメリカに根を張った拠点ということでレントンの方に設けました。その右はパリエアショーの風景ですね。それからその右側はこれはインターンシップの皆さんが写ってる写真。その左下に来て10号機の組み立て風景。その右側は10号機のパワーオンの時の光景を写したものです。それから右下は羽田の ANA さんに設置をいたしましたフルフライトシミュレーター、設置が終わって順調に作業は進めております。それから戻って左端の下から2番目のところはFEA でアレックスだとか、それからアメリカにいます岩佐だとかエリーが写ってますけども、メサという会社と MOU 結んだ時の写真、その左下はたくさん人が写ってますけども、ざっと今年1年振り返ってみましても我々なりにいろんな実績を重ねることができたと思ってます。次お願いします。でこちらはスペースジェットファミリーということでですね、パリのエアショーで、従来の MRJ という名前、ブランドをリブランディングということで、MRJ からスペースジェットに変えさせていただきました。で、パリのエアショーでこのリブランドを世界の皆さんに発信はそれなりにできたと思ってますし、現地でMOU も医師と結ぶことができましたし、その後 セールスキャンペーンといいますか、我々なりにいろんなエアライン、北米中心にヨーロッパも含めていろんなお客様から引き続き高い関心を持っていただいているというふうに考えています。でまだM100 そのものはローンチはしておりませんけども、新しいブランドに対して世界の皆さんから非常に関心を持っていただいてパリアシア以降今日まで来ているというふうに理解をしております。それから次お願いをします。トランジションプログラムシフトと書いてますけども、グローバル化の対応、年度の初めにもお話をいたしました。まさに世界を相手に我々事業をしておりますので、我々の組織自身もですね、いかにグローバライズするか、世界の皆さんに対応した組織にするかということで、いろんな部門をグローバル化我々なりに図ってまいりました。で、仕事の進め方ももともと海外のエキスパート400人強400数十人おりますけども、彼らのリーダーシップのもと日本の英知も寄せ集めてスペースジェットの開発に日々取り組んできております。で、そういうことを積み重ねてきた1年で、もう少し具体的に今年の開発状況についてアレックス・ベラミーの方から引き続き話をさせていただきますし、それから今申し上げましたリブランドを踏まえた新しい海外営業戦略的なところを担当部長のデイビッド・マロの方から話をさせていただきますので、ざっと2、30分になるかと思いますけども、一通りお話をお聞きいただいて、その上で限られた時間にはなりますけどもQA をさせていただければありがたいと思っております。どうぞ本日はよろしくお願いをいたします。
ありがとうございました。ではブリーフィングに先立ちまして、今年の成果をまとめましたビデオを用意しておりますのでご覧くださいませ。
This year we brought a Mitsubishi SpaceJet M90 aircraft to the air show, and I think it was the star of the show.
Mitsubishi has rebranded their MRJ into M90 and launching the M100.
のバリエーションに設置された三菱航空機の機体ですけれども、beaucoup plus spacieux.
Announced its SpaceJet program will have a team near Montreal.
New developments, new technology, so it's all what makes an engineer, I think.
How do you see it all pointing forward towards the future?
Mitsubishi is really focused on honoring and respecting people, creating a cabin experience that offers people more personal space, we can really change this industry.
Our team has come a very long way to be able to make this success today. This is an exciting time for all of us.
はい、引き続きアレックスさんよろしくお願いいたします。
Thank you, everybody. I'm now going to give you an introduction to the program review, just walking back to 2016 and bringing us to today here in 2019. So I'm sure we can all remember back to 2017 when we became a headline item in Aviation Week and many other publications as well. And the Aviation Week article is listed here. In 2017, recovery uncertain. Mitsubishi Aircraft said on January the 23rd that the new certification requirements had forced it to defer the first delivery. In fact, the problem was old certification requirements now finally understood. And so it has been well documented that the fifth delay was largely as a result of design changes to the wiring and also to the avionics bay. This discovery was the result of the first nose-to-tail review of all systems, parts and functions of the aircraft to identify any problematic areas and interdependencies, and ultimately the integration of them all together as one system. During this audit, it also revealed a need for extensive design changes which were not reported in the media. I'm going to go through some of our journey for the past 3 years in terms of redesigning the M90 to be certifiable. So in 2016, we were a program in doubt. From an operations standpoint, we had inefficient operation processes and a working style. From a product point of view, we had an uncertifiable aircraft and a product family that did not fully match the market demand. And from an organization point of view, a lack of experience in this, one of the most difficult businesses that there is to operate, and an inefficient management system in terms of daily, weekly and monthly follow-up. So this was our reality in 2016, and the past 3 years have been all about changing this. Between 2017 and 2019, we have in total made more than 900 design changes to the M90 aircraft. You see here a walk around of the aircraft from nose to tail of the changes which we have made. I would start with the left-hand side here in terms of some of the aircraft level changes that have been made. The design loads and design weights have been updated. The environmental requirements have been updated for system components. What does that mean? For example, we had boxes, computers located in areas where they would exceed their operating limits. So we had to go and redefine the operating limits of many of the components on the aircraft and either retest or redesign those boxes to work in those environments. So that's temperature, vibration, water ingress, humidity. That's what we mean by environmental requirements. And then system software updates and tuning. So multiple rounds of software update at an aircraft level we have made. So if we look at some specific things we have design changed, we'll start at the top left. New flight control actuators for the elevator, the aileron and the rudder have been designed. The HSTA, the horizontal stab trim actuator, has been redesigned. Cargo compartment linings have also been redesigned. Air conditioning, duct, routing and flow balancings have been changed. The wing anti-ice system has been redesigned. We all know about the new wire harness, routing and architecture, that's a well-known topic. In the flight deck management system has been redesigned. And associated with the wire harness design changes, more than 12,000 system brackets has been analysed. More than 5,000 brackets on the structure had to be redesigned to accommodate that new wire harness routing. We've implemented a new flight deck control panel and crew alerting system. Human factors with the pilot is a very sensitive topic today in certification, and this was part of redesigning to meet those requirements. Pitot probes, so the air data sensors on the aircraft, we found an issue in certain configurations at high speed and low speed, and we've reconfigured the air data system. We've also added in a third angle of attack vane to the aircraft to sense proximity to stall. Equipment relocation and avionics bay rearrangement we know about as part of the original wire harness relocation. The belly fairing has been redesigned to meet additional requirements from EASA on tire burst. The brake hydraulic architecture was changed, and in fact a totally new brake system control algorithm was implemented. For wheel protection, so there's some failure cases that we have to protect against. We've redesigned the wheel protection shield in the wheel bay where the landing gear comes into when you retract the gear. And flap track stiffness, so reinforcing those areas to be more robust, certain areas of the speed envelope. And then finally, the flammable fluid drainage modification, so if there's a leak of flammable fluid, it has to separate clearly from the aircraft. We've done some redesign of many of those locations to meet the certification requirements. And so this is a walk around of the top items. It's not all 900, but just to give you a flavour of the very significant work that the team has been doing over the past 3 years to bring the M90 up to a certifiable configuration. Of course, one of the challenges we had is our 4 flight test aircraft were not in that configuration, so we've had to progressively update those as well, and I'll talk more about that in a moment. So in 2018, from a process point of view, from an operations point of view, we implemented the IPTs, the integrated product teams. IPT teams are an industry best practice used by OEMs for many decades, and establishing the IPT teams while adding additional expertise in under 1 year significantly overhauled our day-to-day work style. So our management system how we track the program daily, weekly and monthly, while at the same time allowing for new efficiencies, bringing about schedule maturity and greater certainty. The previous organizational structure was organized by what we call function, in different functional groups. It's a traditional organizational structure which is suitable for many industries. However, we've moved into the IPT team's structure in complex, highly complex industries such as aerospace to improve cooperation and communication and decision making across many different divisions of our company. Other processes have also been overhauled in line with industry best practice. So between 2016 and 2018, we implemented a significant number of new tools and processes. We talked about the IPT system, but we also restructured the Moses Lake flight test team to work as part of this IPT system. And we also made the Flight Test Center 100% Mitsubishi Aircraft Corporation employees. So from outsourcing, brought it back in-house. We believe that flight testing is one of the core skills which we will need in the future, and that's something we wanted to bring back internally. We've also significantly simplified some of the engineering processes. Where before, for example, there may have been 70 different ways of doing something, we've standardized down to there being less than 10 ways of doing something, for example. So simplifying the day-to-day work of the engineering staff. We've also implemented something called Agile Scrum as part of our Kaizen activities. An Agile Scrum is a project management approach used very commonly in software and other quick development processes, and each of our IPT teams is rolling this out to manage their daily, weekly and monthly work. And as we've built our capabilities in Renton, Washington, Moses Lake, and also now the SpaceJet Montreal Center, communication and sharing information globally has become more and more important. So implementing new IT systems for global connectivity so we can work seamlessly between locations and time zones. And part of that is our video conferencing system, our Cisco system, which allows us to see each other, talk to each other like they're in the room, and share files and presentations with each other. So it's having a conference like you're all together, but you're in different locations. So as a result, we've built ways of working that really pave our future for a new Japanese model of a global aircraft OEM, with our heart, of course, here in Nagoya. Let's now look at that organization. So the very serious situation which we faced in 2016, progress of the program really depended on radical organizational transformation. And I think you can see from the number of design changes we've had to implement, we've needed a very radical approach to rapidly transform our organization. We added more than 300 experienced specialists here in Nagoya, with more globally, all of whom have complete program experience to work with the existing teams. We also shifted our flight test operations to Moses Lake. That's now the heart of our flight test organization. We've established our offices in Renton, Washington, near Seattle. Renton is a small town near Seattle. And also in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, the SpaceJet Montreal Centre. So Nagoya is an aerospace hub, Seattle is an aerospace hub, and Montreal is an aerospace hub. So we now have a footprint and able to use the experience of 3 of the largest aerospace hubs globally to bring together the strengths of each of those sites. And we've also reorganized and introduced key functions within the company, including the Program Management Office, which is headed by Tatsuoka-san, who's not with us today. The Certification Management Office, headed by Andrew Talaska, that liaises directly with the JCAB and is building the processes and the way of working, which will form our industry here in Japan. The customer support organisation that's headed by Nelson Jabor, a Brazilian, who's actually standing at the back of the room, who used to work at Embraer. He's accompanied by Shindu-san as well today. He's the head of business strategy for customer support. And also strengthening our sales and marketing functions globally. And David Barrow-san is here with us today as the head of global sales. So as a result, our company has matured and transitioned from a development program centered on design and engineering expertise to a company which has a full-service global team with the expertise to support the development program through the design, the engineering, but also entry into service and beyond. A key part of our transformation. So with all of that said, both the product changes which we've made, the process changes which we've made, and the organisation changes which we've made, we now have a line of sight on certification. From an operations standpoint, we've had a radical transformation of the company into a new standard of global OEM with Japanese roots. From an organisation point of view, leadership and integrated teams are now in place, capable to deliver aircraft and plan for future products. And from a product point of view, we now have, with those design changes, a certifiable aircraft and a path to certification. But of course, we still have a lot of hard work to do. Now we'll talk more about the certification activities. So 2019 was without a doubt our best year in progressing certification. You see here we started TC flight testing formally this year with JCAB and FAA participation. Please do not worry about all of this smoke. This is a brake system test, it's quite normal. We've improved our organizational processes. We talked about Scrum and Agile to significantly improve our TC document delivery to the JCAB. So continue to improve and improve each of our team's performance. And building our EIS maturity for continued airworthiness. Even after delivering the aircraft, we have a responsibility for ensuring its safe operation globally, and this continued airworthiness process is what we will use to make sure we can do that. We have, of course, close authority coordination. We began familiarization flights with the FAA in March, which now then moved into TC testing. And we're keeping the pace. So, continued completion of certification activities every month throughout the year. So in your pack you have a list of the things we've done so far. And here in the photo, you see a hot fuel test, where we test the aircraft performance putting in fuel at its maximum temperature. And this is aircraft number 4, painted black to soak up as much sun as it can, located in a hot part of the United States. We've started 8 of our Type Inspection Authorization Blocks, TIAs. And each of these is a different block of a different kind of testing which is required to certify the aircraft. And so month by month, more and more of our activities at Moses Lake is dedicated to just certification testing. So we're rapidly closing in on type certification, and every day and every flight is a step closer, and the whole team is dedicated to making progress day on day. You see here in the photo a very interesting test. It's called the water trough test, or the swimming pool test, where we drive the aircraft through a pool of water on the runway, like it's flooded, The aim of the test is to make sure not too much water goes down the engines and the water doesn't damage the aircraft in any way as it hits the flaps or the brakes or the landing gear. And this test was conducted at Moses Lake just before the freezing weather hit. And so we're very proud of our team in Moses Lake. They've achieved now over 3,000 hours in flight testing. In actual fact, we're over 3,400 hours in flight testing now. And everything in this business is highly interconnected, highly interdependent, and extremely complex. So this is a reflection of the achievement of the whole organization to get to this point. If we take a look at some of the pictures of aircraft number 10 and the progress that it's made through this year, this is one of our most critical topics. This slide is not provided in your presentation pack. And so we see from January, June and December the remarkable progress which the aircraft has performed in its build. I mentioned we've redesigned over 5,000 brackets for the wiring harnesses. And you see in January the green aircraft, where we were modifying those 5,000 brackets into the structure. In June, we began systems installation, or were well in the progress of systems installation. And now in December, the aircraft is installed. We're in the middle of the functional tests in the hangar. So it's very close. The aircraft is very, very close to being seen outside. So this, bringing it all together, is a historic moment in Japanese commercial aviation. Upon M90 certification and delivery, we'll have accomplished significant milestones within the global aerospace industry and for Japan. We will have become one of a handful of OEMs with a future in the global aerospace industry. Very few people do this. And we'll have also joined few other countries in the world which is able to manufacture and certify commercial aircraft. Today, Japan is 8th on the list of aerospace countries and represents 3% of the total industry. Our goal is to grow that. In our market segment, we will be one of only 2 OEMs with a future in the global regional jet industry. We know that Bombardier is exiting the regional jet industry and is stopping its production of CRJ aircraft. So So this leaves just Embraer and Mitsubishi Aircraft Corporation in the less than 100-seat regional jet segment. And so Mitsubishi Aircraft Corporation and Japan are well positioned to lead this segment. This is our opportunity. And we've, through the M90 program, helping to develop the regulatory foundation for developing commercial jet aircraft in Japan. Because of the work being done on the M90 by the JCB and the FAA together with us, we're helping establish Japan as one of the very few countries in the world approved by international regulators to certify transport aircraft. And this sets us a strong foundation for continuing to grow our industry. So with that, I will hand over now to David Barrow, Head of the Global Sales and Business Development Team, to give you an update on why do we think this market opportunity is a compelling one. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. I want to talk to you about the market that we've seen and the excitement we've seen in the customers. We've been out on the road talking to many, many customers. But firstly, I want to take you back to Paris. Let's talk about Paris. You saw in the video how extremely successful Paris was for us. We launched our SpaceJet brand, we launched our SpaceJet products, and the team since Paris has been really building on this in the marketplace. We've been to many customer events, RAA, ERA, you've seen in Nice, in Nashville, in many places globally. And the teams have also been spending time with the customers. In detailed meetings, actually looking and designing the aircraft with the customers. The aircraft is, after all, for the customers. And we've seen enormous amount of interest from customers. I can tell you now that my global team that has been out on the road with all the customers can tell you there is a very, very healthy regional jet market globally. And those customers have told us there's a very strong demand and really a need for our product, the SpaceJet products. That strong demand for SpaceJet products from Mitsubishi Aircraft Company has come to a final validation of the intent and what we saw in the market was needed. And I can tell you that we have written, signed intent from many customers globally that the team have achieved over the last few months since Paris. So much so, they're in triple digits and in multiple triple digits, and we're very comfortable with where we see ourselves with our business case for SpaceJet. But maybe you don't need to just hear from me, not just me on SpaceJet, and maybe not just me from the market, but we've also seen outside parties, industry commentators, for example Deloitte, also finding interest in the regional jet market. We heard some people say maybe the regional jets are really not the place to be. We absolutely don't see that. And we also see third parties confirming and validating our market segment, the less than 100 seat market. We foresee, and also outside markets foresee, around a 5,000 jet demand for regional jets. That's globally. And we can confirm what Deloitte also sees is that demand is global. So we consider this an excellent external validation of what we see in a market segment and that we see SpaceJet products can actually achieve. And as I flick to the last slide, really, in sales and marketing. This was our estimate, our delivery forecast that we saw for the jets, for SpaceJet products and the SpaceJet family. Very close to the outside market prediction. And I can tell you that my team has been very active across these markets globally. So I'll leave you with just 3 points. Alex and Mizutani-san touched on a few of them. Is that we have the right product and the right family in SpaceJet. We have the right team, you've seen in Nagoya, in Montreal, Moses Lake, and in Renton. And we have perhaps the greatest historic opportunity in aerospace for 50 years to break into the market. And the team is absolutely focused on making this happen. Thank you very much.
はい、それでは弊社のプレゼンテーションを、こちらで進めさせていただきました。引き続きまして質疑応答の時間に入りたいと思います。時間の関係とですね、人数も非常に多いことから、1名様につきまして、1問の質問ということで、お願いしていきたいと思っております。質問のある方は挙手を挙げていただきまして、合わせて、どなたに質問なのかということも合わせて、ご指摘いただければと思います。どうぞ。では一番前の方。
朝日新聞の初見です。今日はありがとうございます。水谷社長にお伺いしたいんですが、いわゆる10号機と呼ばれている試験機の今の状況と、完成のめどについて教えてください。それとあと10号機以外に最新の設計を反映した機体っていうのが飛行試験に投入される計画だったというふうに認識してるんですけど、10号機以外の機体についても現状と計画を教えていただけないでしょうか。
皆さんが大変関心持っておられる点だと思いますけども、三菱重工の泉澤社長も先般お話ししてますように、10号機非常に開発作業の中で重要な意味合いを持っておりますけども、その進捗状況を今我々なりに慎重に見極めてましてですね、10号機の進捗具合を踏まえ、開発状況全体のですねスケジュール見通しについて今精査をしておりますので、それがまたまとまったところでまたお話しさせていただければと思っています。
それは全体のスケジュールじゃなくて、その10号機の予定についてもまだ言える段階でないということですか。
はい、はい、そうです。
はい、ではどうぞ。
日経クロステックの近岡と申します。8年、2008年、ごめんなさい、2008年かに、事業開始を決定したから8年目にしてオペレーションダメ、製品ダメ、組織ダメのトリプルでダメ出しをされているわけですよね。これって三菱、航空機さんのその飛行機の作り方っていうのを全否定ゼロベースで見直したっていうことになるんですよね。このまま本当にスペースジェット飛ぶんでしょうか。
Thank you for the question. Firstly, I think I'll just answer by saying that there are so few people in the world who can build commercial aircraft. It's one of the most challenging industries to operate in. We have over 100,000 pieces which have to work together. So this is a major challenge for any company, and we see other aerospace OEMs also have these challenges. And in fact, there are many other countries, whole countries in the world, not just companies, who are not capable of building a commercial aircraft which they can sell around the world. So this is an exceptionally difficult business. With that said, though, I would absolutely not call the last 8 years a waste. It's very much part of the learning of our team, building this industry that we are learning step by step. How to commercialize an aircraft, how to certify an aircraft, and how to support an aircraft after entry into service. This is just part of the evolution of our story. Where we are today, though, we see a very bright light. We see our way to certification. We see our way to supporting a fleet. And this is something that very few other companies or even countries can say they can do. So I think we're very pleased with the progress of 2019, and we're going to build on that in 2020.
ご質問ありがとうございました。では続きまして、 ではどうぞ。渡辺さん。
日経の渡辺です。2点お願いします。アレックスに伺いたいんですけども、一つはその配線の問題はほぼ目処がついてきたということなんでしょうか。もう一つは、JCAB を TC 取得のために多少急がせるという意味合いも含めて JCAB とどうやってその TC 取得に向けて加速させるようなコミュニケーションを取っているのでしょうか。教えてください。
So firstly, thank you, Watanabe-san. On the wiring situation, yes, the wiring is now fully installed in aircraft 10 and coming in the progressive aircraft, and we're confident that the wiring situation is good. With regards to the second question, actually, a little more colour on the first. We did have some challenges. Of course, there are always challenges working our team and with the supplier to get the harnesses here, both from a design and a manufacture perspective. But we're now over that challenge. And in fact, the project manager we sent to France to help the supplier expedite bringing all of the parts back to Japan is now back in Japan with us. So that's a very good sign for us. We brought our key person back. And with regards to the second question, we are absolutely at the point in the program where together we work as a strong team with the JCAB to step by step continue to accelerate. And there are many things that we can do as Mitsubishi Aircraft Corporation to improve, to kaizen our processes and to improve our flow times. And so working hand in hand is where we're at. Does that answer your questions?
特にそのすみません、追加でその特にそういうプロセスをシェアするとか、その承認プロセスが遅いことをですね、会社側としても何か手伝うとかということはありえますか？
No, we would never, certainly would never say that. One of the examples where we can improve, for example, is when we receive comments. The time in which we respond to those comments, we have to reduce our internal thinking time. So putting standard flow times, for example, 30 days between receiving comments and answering the comments.
So just making sure we have a tight internal process to continue to turn documents around. And that's one of the Kaizen and also one of the Agile Scrum things we've implemented on our side.
はい、ありがとうございました。ちょっと今いくつか質問がありましたので、時間もしております。あと2、3人、手を持っております。では前の方お願いします。一番前の方。はい、
アビエーションガイアの川瀬と申します。よろしくお願いいたします。水谷さんにお伺いしたいんですけども、端的にお伺いします。TC 取得いつぐらいになりそうでしょうか。で、それを踏まえましてですね、6度目の納入延期はあるんでしょうか。よろしくお願いいたします。
先ほどお答えした内容と重複するかと思いますけども、あくまでも TC 取得も含め、まず TC 取得は局の方で最終的に審査されるわけですので、我々がいつということを申し上げる筋合いのものではありませんけども、今渡辺さんからのご質問にアレックスがお答えした通り、我々なりに局の審査にいかにタイムリーですね、きちっとしたご質問等があった場合にはどういうお答えをしていくかというところの改善も含めてコミュニケーションもよくしてやっておりますが、全体スケジュールそのものは10号機の見通しも含めてですね、今精査をしておりますので、それを踏まえてしかるべくお話をさせていただきたいと思ってます。で、なかなかもう12月も押し迫ってますし、見通しとして、厳しいスケジュールということには違いないと思っています。
はい、ありがとうございます。では続きまして質問の方、では前のこちらどうぞ。
日経ビジネスの流れと申します。水谷さんにお伺いしたいんですけれども、先日エンブラエルが E175E2 の初飛行をしました。これによって前回のコーダリの時に、リージョナルジェットの市場基本的には三菱が一社になりそうだってアレックスがおっしゃった主張が、かなり状況として変わってくるんですけれども、エンブラエルのこの動きに関して今後のスペースジェットの計画にどのような影響があると思っていらっしゃるか教えてください。
私の方からお答えして、必要であればデイビッドさんからもフォローしてもらえればと思いますけども、もともとあれですよね、基本構想段階で止まっていたものがですね、初飛行まで進めるという、そんなイメージで、今回エンブラエルが進めてきて、ファーストフライトが行われたと。でその先に、さらに進むかどうかっていうのはまたエンブラエル自身でいろいろ考えられるでしょうし、それから事業に関して言えば北米のスコープクローズっていうのは大きな影響があるわけですけども、そこに関してはクラスから行けばですね、同じように制約を受けるものですので、我々の特に今プログラムローンチ目指してます M100 が引き続き具体化したらですね、世界で唯一のスコープクローズもクリアする機体になることは変わりはないと思っています。したがって前回お話した大きな方向性認識に、驚くような変化があったということではないのかなという、そんなイメージで捉えています。
I would say, excuse me. I would say we always remain very vigilant of our competition, and as Mizutani-san has alluded to. You saw, I showed you that the largest market for regional jets is in the USA. And As we've just said, this aircraft does not fit into a large part of the market of the USA. So at this time we see that we have a greater appeal for the products that we have put out into the market, and as I said before, we see that customers' expectation, demand, interest and excitement around the space jet is very, very buoyant.
はい、ご質問ありがとうございます。では、よろしいですか。
ちなみに先ほど水谷さんから M100 に関しての言及があったんですけれども、確か6月の頃には年内ぐらいか年度内ぐらいにはなんか M100 の目処をつけたいとおっしゃったような記憶があるんですが、その辺に関して現在の進捗というのはいかがなんでしょうか。
M100 についてどうしましょうか。アレックスから渡していいですか。私の認識している範囲でお答えしますと、今我々フィジビリティスタディを継続してまして、で今現在も行ってまして、この結果が見えたところで改めてお話をさせていただくことになると、そういうふうに考えています。
And one of the remaining challenges we have internally, so we've done a lot of work on the design. Obviously, we've done a lot of work with customers designing the aircraft, and they've also demonstrated significant commitment to wanting this aircraft in their fleet. The final piece of work we have to do is to show suppliers and kind of convince suppliers to make them part of this program. And of course, that's quite difficult with the M90 having taken a long time. So we have to show them why the M100 will start life as a program which will finish quickly, and that we have a new system and way of developing aircraft that they can return investment. So that's, I think, one of the final pieces of the challenge that we have to fix.
ありがとうございます。では続きまして、ちょっとお時間も関係ずあと1人にさせていただきたいと思いますが、一番後ろの方お願いいたします。
中部経済新聞の横山と申します。水谷社長に質問があります。地元の中部地域から多くのサプライヤーだけでなくて深く関わってきた経済界からも心配する声が多く上がっていると思うんですけども、こういった声に対してどう思われているのか、一言お言葉をお聞かせください。
スケジュールがこれだけ見直しをされてですね、皆さんにご心配をおかけしているということは大変 申し訳なく思っておりますし、我々なりに、ベストエフォート全力で取り組んでおりますので、つどつどいろんな形で、各ステークホルダーの皆様にも状況は我々共有させていただいていると思ってますが、引き続き我々なりに全力で開発に取り組んでですね、ポイントポイントでの状況は共有させていただきながら引き続き頑張ってまいりますので、ぜひご理解をいただきたいと思ってます。特に地元のいろんな会社たくさん関わっていただいてますので、普段から感謝申し上げてますし、引き続きよろしくお願いをしたいと思っております。
すみません、お時間が大体計画していたところはこのぐらいなんですが、そのあたりでもうちょっと先ほど手が挙がっておりましたので、はい、じゃあ、後ろの2列目の方どうぞ。
すいません、日経アジアンレビューの大部です。1つ、ですね、これまでの課題に対応してきたという話をお伺いしたんですけれども、信頼回復に向けてですね、どんな前向きな対応をしていくのかという点と、改めて成長性もあるけれどリスクもあるビジネスだなという認識なんですが、アメリカのマックスの話も含め、とてもお金がかかるわけなんですが、そういったリスクに今後ですね、どう向き合っていくのかとお願いします。
And I think that's a really good question, Obe-san. And certainly where we are on the M90 is at the back end of a very strong recovery program. So bringing the aircraft really up until 2016 were like prototypes, would be the English word, or R&D demonstrators, even though we hoped they would be certifiable. So from 2016 onwards has been turning the aircraft into certifiable aircraft. At Moses Lake, of course, we have 4 flight test aircraft which were built into the prototype configuration, and we spent many thousands of hours upgrading them into a certifiable configuration. So I think the beginnings of the M90 set us on a path which have led to a recovery program. We have to keep pushing hard, and this just gets harder and harder the closer you get to certification. Aerospace is a very difficult business, but that is the business that we're in. When it comes to credibility, we just have to keep performing, but also recognizing that any future program will be built on solid foundations from day one, based on all of that learning. I think, just to make an additional comment, is that it's very difficult to name one other OEM globally who was perfect on product number 1. This is a decades business, not a one-year business. So to build an industry requires real dedication and commitment, support of the customers, support of the suppliers, and support of society in general. So that's what we're trying to achieve, recognizing we hope we've learned many of our lessons, but of course we'll continue to learn as we move forwards. And sorry, Anderson.
地元のコミュニティでしたり、そういったステークホルダーとの関係でしたり、そういった観点でのコミットメントが必要になります。我々は今までの学んだ教訓でしたり、学んできたことを生かして前に進むしかないのですが、これから前に進むにつれ、これからもっと学ぶことになるでしょう。
はい、ではたくさんのご質問および、本日のご参加誠にありがとうございます。予定していたお時間とほぼなりましたので、こちら本日は、こちらで、弊社の記者会見を終了させていただきたいと思います。なお今後ともですね、弊社の活動につきましては、継続的に皆様にご報告をさせていただきたいと考えております。2020年も引き続きどうぞよろしくお願いいたします。それでは登壇者の方も退席させていただきます。ありがとうございました。なおこちらはですね、お部屋の方は16時まで一応予約をしておりますので、必要でしたら、必要に応じて使っていただいて結構でございます。では再度改めまして、本日は誠にありがとうございました。
どうもありがとうございました。